And now we're on into game number 2 of this best of 3 series. On the top part of Polar Night, LE. It's snowing a little bit here. Had a little bit of ice down here in the south recently. They closed down the highways. I woke up and I looked outside. I'm like, oh, cool, the roads are fine. And I get to drive and I'm going to work and the on-ramp was closed and then the next on-ramp was closed. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'm not going to work today. I'm more used to driving up in the north whenever, it takes a little bit more than a maybe of an ice storm to close down the roads. But anyways, it was a fun day off work. But enough of the snow, enough of the weather conditions. This isn't Weathercraft, which actually may be a pretty fun game. This is actually StarCraft 2. Our Zerg player in the top side of the map, the victor from last game, Liquid TLO. His opponent, the guy who, actually, hold on a second. Here we go. This is what TLO was worried about last game. So his thoughts and his scouting from last game was definitely right on the nose. It just wasn't on the nose in the correct game. We've seen Lucifron do aggressive stuff like this before. The last game I commentated, the last best of 3 I commentated him in, he actually did something similar to this. I can't remember who it was versus. Maybe it was versus Hyun or another Zerg, I think it was in this group. But so TLO is definitely aware of this. He's going a little bit greedier of a build this time than he did last game. Spawning pool is down. I think so actually did go for a hatch first, then pool. So I think this is the same build, actually, as last game. And not scouting out over here in this position. He kind of just ran his Overlord straight down the middle. And he's going to come in here and eventually see that, okay, he's walling off the front. And he's going to see the second supply depot. Boom. Okay, right there he knows instantly. We got a double barracks proxy because they don't build the second supply depot there ever unless it's a proxy. So Marines are being pumped, and now it's going to come down to TLO's ability to defend this. The Overlord does scout out the first Marine, so he knows what's up. We'll probably see him throw down some spine crawlers as soon as he can. He's got 2 kind of drones over here in position, pulling more drones from the main. 6 Zerglings being built. He has to stop these bunkers from being built. He cannot let those bunkers get in position. Otherwise, he's going to be in a little bit of trouble. It's going to, of course, it's going to allow his opponent to kind of just hop out of the bunkers, move forward, shoot, and then fall back. So the 3 bunkers do get down, but a lot of Zerglings are coming down now. I'm kind of curious to see what he's going to do here. Is he just going to wait? Okay, it's seeming like TLO's going to say, okay, cool, you can have that. I'm just going to make a lot of spine crawlers, keep my Zerglings up, and we're going to see how this is going to go down. This is the most anticlimactic bunker rush I've seen in StarCraft 2 history so far. Okay, so now the bunkers are up. The shots have been fired, and here's what he's going to do. He's going to run forward, pull the Zerglings forward, and he actually picks off one of the Marines there, but he's going to have to slowly walk these spine crawlers forward. And I really like how TLO's dealing with this. This is a very slow, methodical strategy. Before a lot of players would probably, take all the Zerglings and half their drones and just kind of swarm it and kind of just go for a big fight. But this whole time, he's been mining fully from his natural, which is giving him a much larger economy. He's going to lose these bunkers eventually, but I think the hatchery will go down. But has he mined enough from these mineral patches to pay for it? And if he has, I would say that's a pretty good position to put him in. So, of course, the spine crawlers do have longer range than the bunkers do. So this is going to force Lucifron to waste a lot of money repairing and keep all these SCVs, not mining. I mean, he's got 9 workers mining. That's it. He's got 9 workers. And TLO's got way more than that. I think let's check the worker count. 17 versus 12. So he's got 12 workers mining, which is pretty nice. And now he's just making him burn a lot of money right now. So at this point, you have to wonder, at what point do you think this, set up a wall off. What point is this losing its cost effectiveness? Personally, I don't know, man. It's seeming like he's had to spend a lot of money repairing this. Sure, it's nice. It's keeping these Zerglings at bay so he can set up his own defenses. And this is kind of maybe just something he has to do in this situation. So the spine crawler is getting a little low there. He's actually in range, unfortunately, and that guy is going to go down. So a little bit of a miscalculation there from TLO. Oh, but he manages to save it. Creep tumor being placed. Hopefully that isn't, right on top of where the hatchery needs to go. Otherwise, he's going to have to kill that later. Zerglings working on the back rocks, actually ice in this case. Hatching through that ice, trying to get some ice for the T. And they'll eventually get through there, and that'll allow him to run around the back and run straight to his opponent's base. But by that moment, he's going to have the front wall. Yeah, this is a great wall. It's going to be impossible for those Zerglings to get through there unless they're Banelings. Speak of Banelings, look at this Baneling nest being built. 3 guys on gas. He's definitely looking for a bust. TLO sacrifices the natural here. And so he's keeping the Spine Crawlers alive with the Creep Tumor, which is definitely needed. And this is a pretty okay position from TLO. I mean, supplies are very even. If this attack goes, largely unnoticed, this is going to be huge. I mean, what does he have? He's got 4 Marines, and if he makes a couple Banelings here and takes out this bunker, he's going to be in trouble. And if these Spine Crawlers can just hold their position, stay alive, that's going to not allow Lucifron to go for a base trade in this situation. 5 Banelings being produced. That's enough to drop a bunker. A lot of Zerglings behind that. No speed, though. Only 2 Marines, so those Marines won't be able to pop those Banelings before they actually get in position to crack. And here he goes. Does Lucifron even know about it? Oh, no, it's too late now, buddy. Banelings bust through that bunker. The last one just wasn't in position to take it out. He just walks straight on through. He's going to go deal some damage to those SCVs. But he's going to he's going to get through the wall up here. That's the problem. There's too many Marines up here at the wall. He's setting up some bunkers to defend this, but it looks like the low ground is going to be sacrificed, and Baneling pops there, taking out most of those Marines, dealing a lot of damage. And yeah, this lower base is forfeit. So both of these players have managed to take out each other's natural, and TLO taking a hidden base. Oh my god, I love hidden bases. I love hidden bases so much in StarCraft 2. They've kind of just fallen out of style. I mean, I can't even think of the last time I saw a hidden base. It just doesn't happen that often anymore. So, both players on one base except for TLO working on the hidden base over here. And this is... I would say this is a Mexican standoff almost, because, I mean, the lines aren't moving. This is like, World War I trench warfare. Just, just a death. This is all death zone here. You go through here, you're dead. You're dead, man. Nothing happens. Even a second hidden base. Insane. Bunker on the low ground does get taken out, and Marines coming out from the high ground will clean up the rest of these Zerglings, but more Zerglings on the way. Speed is being researched. And with this many forces here, I think he's going to have enough Marines to reclaim his low ground. That's just the funniest thing that's still going on. Oh, shit, that's too funny. That is too funny. And there's no way he knows about those bases. Yeah, he doesn't know about those bases whatsoever. Zerglings managed to get in there. Banelings move in. They're looking to blow up. Cancels go down. And he's forced to pick up once again. So the base here at the low ground, once again, is under contention. More Banelings being morphed. TLO looking to bust this top position. We got a factory production underway, making some Hellions. Barracks making some... They're making a tech lab, rather. Lucifron's really worried about this force down here. And rightfully so. He's got 2 bunkers, a third on the way with 10 Marines up here. The Hellions are going to be nice. They're going to allow him to poke around. Those Hellions do a lot of damage to that many Zerglings bunched up. And as soon as he gets enough Banelings, this is the moment. This is the moment of truth. Here he goes. The Banelings going to try and make their way, connect to the supply depots, take 2 of them down. The third one is on fire as Lucifron going to move in position to rebuild. There he goes. The rebuild is happening, and that, I mean, I guess TLO saw the bunkers, he saw the Hellions, and he figured, you know what, that's too much for me to deal with. And at this point, with this many Zerglings, I think he just may go up here. Yep, he's moving the Spine Crawlers forward to take the damage. He's going to go in here for this bunker wall that has lasted for almost 10 minutes this game, I think. Probably a little bit less than that. But 9 minutes or so is finally going to go down. This may be the longest bunker wall I have seen in StarCraft 2 history. That is crazy. Finally, it goes down. TLO regains position of his natural, but at this point, he's got 2 other bases, so what does he care? What does he care? Making 2 Spine Crawlers. 2 Spine Crawlers. Man, TLO is really worried about that base getting scouted out. So, reactors being built. Going to pump a bunch of Marines out of there. Roach Warren going down. Spine Crawlers, of course, going up 1 Evo chamber. So TLO looking to go with the big amount of roaches, zerglings, and banelings, which should be pretty effective for the time being until we start to see some medevacs coming out. Medevacs and start to see some combat shield and some upgrades. Then he'll be in trouble. But at this point, I think his economy is so amazing. 43 versus 37. It's pretty good, but I mean right now they're kind of even at this point. Actually, the Terran player's ahead just because he's got mules, but he's got a decent force here at the natural. That's a lot of Hellions. That's a lot of Hellions, and that's a lot of Marines. I'm really worried about this base. Does he have any banelings? He doesn't have any banelings. Where are the roaches at? 6 roaches being produced, but who knows what base those guys are coming from. Spinecrawler drops very quickly. Evolution Chamber not building anything, so that's not going to be too much of a loss to go down here. These roaches are going to be very critical. Lucifron was going to the back there, sees there's no base. He's like, well, what the hell's going on here? You've been on one base this whole time. He's moving in to take out this main, but there's so many roaches up here. Marines are in a good position back there behind those Hellions. Hellions taking up a bunch of shots. Roaches coming in from behind. Now this is the moment of truth. Lucifron has to end it right here. Otherwise, I think TLO will have too much of an economy for Lucifron to capitalize here, and that was just an easy shutdown there from TLO. Roaches coming in from behind, and of course the roaches there at the top, and the Zerglings managed to stave that off. So still hasn't seen those 2 bases here. He scans the back, so he's looking, he's wondering, he's thinking there has to be another base. There has to be a base somewhere. There's no way TLO has been on one base this whole time to have that many forces, that many roaches. On top of the fact that he saw those roaches coming in from behind his troops, coming from the position of the natural. That alone has to give him some type of warning if he has enough brain power at that point to notice the roach flank, but that's a lot of roaches. That is a lot of bunkers. Widow mines are down, but one of them gets dropped very quickly. The second Widow mine makes a really nice connection. Marines do have stim, and they're going to push forward, but there are a lot of roaches. Medevacs moving into heal, quickly running to those bunkers, realizing they'll live a little bit longer if they take out those, or if they jump in those bunkers, as opposed to fighting those roaches straight up. And with both these bases over here, TLO is in such a very good position. He's kind of got his opponent in a soft contain, slowly streaming units across the map. Supply usually favoring TLO 127 versus 86. Now he's just going to run it forward. He's had enough of this. He's going to run those roaches straight on in the middle of Lucifron's army. SCVs moving in for a quick repair. Roaches now just kind of walking past all of that. More reinforcements coming from across the map. Little red dots steaming. Oh, quickly pulling up the supply depot, but that's not going to last very long. Roaches kind of running in a wall. Marines and SCVs there at the front. But at this point, TLO's got so many forces into the main here, and I don't know if Lucifron's going to have enough forces just to push these roaches back. Burrow isn't done, which would be extremely useful here. He's kind of forcing all those roaches into a choke point, but kind of moving down the low ground there. Medevacs are completely out of energy. He's just down to 1 bunker here with the units in it. Quickly pulling some SCVs to repair. Roaches kind of just walking past on there, going into the main, going to kill what few SCVs. Actually, there's not that many SCVs. There's like 7 SCVs here in the main. Mining at an all-time low for Lucifron. SCVs and Marines kind of trying to deal with these roaches, but at this point, these roaches, they're just way too much in number. The reinforcements are coming here. There's not that much in the natural, and at this point, at least TLO has got too many forces in Lucifron's base. There's the GG. Lucifron drops it, and TLO is going to take the series 2-0. I gotta say, I really liked the way TLO did with that. I liked how he played it slow, put up the spine crawlers. I always thought the spine crawlers were probably the best defense mechanism to deal with the bunker rush, especially if you can get them up in enough time, have Zerglings out to defend them. Because if the Marines can come in and kill the spine crawlers while they're being built, then you have a problem. But if you can keep them up and just slowly pick away, that works out perfectly. But the reason I think it works out even better on this map is because of the ice rocks. Taking out the ice rocks, giving yourself an opportunity to sneak out the back of your base and go to your opponent's base is huge. If he was on a map that only has 1 exit from a natural, that would be a completely different story. At some point, you do have to rush forward, take out the bunkers, and that kind of just delays yourself a lot longer. It lets the Terran player be a lot more cost-effective. And due to the slight difference in this map, that actually gave TLO an advantage, and he used that advantage, which is, half the battle. You have to recognize an advantage and then use it, and he did. And that Zergling run by slowed down his opponent's economy. He took 2 hidden bases, set up perfectly. Really well played from TLO in this series. Thank you guys for watching. You can check out more of my stuff at youtube.com/EonShiKeno. I'm going to be posting another Altus Life episode, which is me just running around Altus Life doing stupid shit and accusing people of stealing cars. If you haven't seen it yet, check it out. It's pretty fun. I'll post another one of those episodes up on Tuesday. Hope you guys had a good day. I'll see you later.